your Oregon Ducks steamrolled Minnesota on a Friday night. I talked to the sideline reporter for Ducks Radio. Happened to be in the building this morning. Was chatting with him. He said, nice little crowd on Friday night. Sometimes it can be a tough sell to have a good crowd on a Friday night.
I can tell you it was going to be a good crowd because I was going north on I-5 to go to the Blazers game.
Oh.
Holy.
Yeah. It looked like droves.
South was just backed up for probably 10, 12 miles. I was like, glad I'm going the other way, dog.
Yeah, so good on the students, good on the alumni for showing up for a Friday game because they can be tough. They can be really, really tough. But Oregon handles business, jumps out to a giant lead and kind of cruise from there. They finished winning 42-13 over Minnesota. And look, I think things kind of happened the way we expected them to. A shout out to Dante Moore for being extremely efficient.
Good God.
I think
he did the thing that we asked him to do.
He did the thing we asked him to do. Now, we talked about this a little bit off air, and we'll bring it to attention now. There were some throws that I didn't love from Dante, but boy, his receiving core bailed him out nicely.
I mean,
there
was just
Kenyon Sadiq is a bona fide real man playing a boys game. And, McClellan had a really nice catch. There were some balls that were just kind of maybe thrown over a little high, but maybe to ensure outside of the window of the DB.
Sure.
Those receivers went up and got him. And when you're without Gary Bryant Jr., you're without DeCorian Moore, your top two guys, it just shows the testament of the depth at that wide receiver spot. And shout out for Dante for making great plays.
I mean, you completed passes to what, 10 guys?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody had more than 96 yards. Who's Sadiq, who had a great game. But,
great game.
I mean, they were on one.
I think one of the most impressive parts about Oregon and something that we see a lot when they play teams like this, but you got to hope that kind of builds some kind of momentum, especially running into a giant game this weekend. Explosive plays. Me and the Brand Man, we were talking about that earlier. Oregon had explosive plays, and that's what they needed. That Noah Whittington run, when I saw that, I was like, it's going to be a long night for Minnesota.
Jordan Davidson hit that hole and was like, oh!
Yep.
Oh!
Both of them had really explosive plays, and it's kind of like, this is how it's going to go. All right, buckle up.
When those guys get 8 and 7 carries, but you get 9 yards per carry and 8 yards per carry because you're salting this thing away immediately. You're like, all right, pack it up.
Roaming street reporters on the YouTube chat telling me that the Minnesota fans showed up well, especially for a Friday game. You got to love that.
Minnesota.
I mean, think about it. I think that would be the coolest aspect of conference realignment. Mm-hmm. If you were in a position, alumni, financially, whatever it is, work-wise, if you work from home or remotely, whatever it is, that you are able to go to other games a lot, conference realignment's got to be awesome. Because if you're Minnesota, you're like, oh, we're going to Autzen this year? Oh, I'll be at that game.
And
if you're an Oregon fan, you're like, College Station?
Yeah.
I mean, State College, sorry.
State College, yeah.
State College? Ooh, yeah, that sounds great. I've never been to the Big House. Let's go to the Big House.
Go to the Shoe?
Yeah, if you're Wisconsin, I'm going to go to the Coliseum this year. Yeah. Unless you're Florida State and you're like, I got to go all the way to the farm?
Yeah.
Ugh.
All the way across the country? Ooh,
oh, God.
That's tough.
And they suck, so no one's going to be there?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Minnesota, great fan base for hockey, for sure.
Well, yeah.
I mean, for those who don't know, Minnesota and North Dakota, the two preeminent kind of hockey powers for the past 25 years in college hockey. And being stationed in Grand Forks, North Dakota, they have no bigger rival than Minnesota. And let me tell you, man, like that, they travel in droves. Mm-hmm. Like they aren't this massive fan base, but they're diehards. They are.
Another great thing, getting back into the game, another great thing for Oregon that we kind of talked about all last week was how are the DBs going to play? You're finally going to see a little bit of a pass offense from Minnesota who pass better than they run, and that was shown.
They shut that down.
But they shut it down. But again,
the negative plays.
Yep.
Where are they?
That's what you keep hollering about, and that could be one of the secret, untalked about things coming into the USC game. We'll kind of preview the USC game at noon, but again, another great defensive performance. But
you just want to see a little bit more disruption.
Mm-hmm.
That's my. It's not like it's not like a shot at the Ducks. It's just like,
and it's weird because it shouldn't be a negative thing against a defense.
No,
but when we watch the Georgias of the world, the Indianas
the
of the world, the Ohio State's defense, there's sacks, there's interceptions, pick sixes,
breakups, like just they hold Minnesota. I mean, Drake Lindsey, who's been really good for Minnesota this year, 19 of 32. He barely completes, over 50% of his passes. What was it, a $140? Yeah, 138 and a touchdown. Like, they limited him, which it depends on how you want to look at it, in the sense of, do you want to have more risk and be more disruptive and throw more blitzes and get to the quarterback more, or do you want to be this bend but don't break and don't allow scores? Because at the end of the day, yes, you want to be more disruptive because you can force turnovers and you force punts and all those things, but there's inherent risk with that. But if you can rush 4 or 5 and keep everybody in coverage at the same time and not necessarily be disruptive, but limit everything and make teams go 10, 12, 14 play drives, which is what I think a lot of teams do, there's something to that, because at the end of the day, it's about points and how many points you give up. And if you just don't give up points, but you don't get the disruptive plays, you don't get the turnovers, can you really argue with the results?
Exactly. We'll talk about Seahawks Rams, but there's a little bit of that in the Seahawks defense as well. Like, just because you play really good and don't have those disruption plays, in the NFL, we let it go because, as we always say, there's no style points in the NFL. But in college football, unfortunately, there's style points.
There is.
And I almost would rather have the Oregon Duck defense right now that just bend, don't break, stuff you at the line of scrimmage, but not have disruption.
Make you work downfield for long
trying
drives.
to jump that route for a pick six and the guy catches it for a first down and continues the drive. So it's kind of like, from a visual, it's like all the rules change to get more offense in football, but that doesn't necessarily make the game look better. They just think it looks better. I would almost rather take an Oregon defense that just hold the line.
On the flip side, though, they didn't have the disruptives against Indiana. And Indiana's the best offense they played, and what did Indiana do?
Punch them in the face.
So that, to me, is, if you're talking about the key to, and we'll preview the game, the key to Oregon USC is putting USC behind the sticks. Because if you let USC play the way that they want to play, which is chunk yards to Mekhi Lemon and Jacoby Lane, you will struggle. Because we saw that with Indiana, with Surratt and Omar Cooper Jr. Like, that's the thing. Is like, can they be tested? Can that secondary be tested to where all of a sudden you can't let a quarterback like Mendoza or Jaden Mayava sit back there and carve you up, because that's what great quarterbacks do. If you give them time, you give them opportunity, they make plays.
And I think Lindsey was a little bit of an appetizer for that, but he's not Mayava.
No.
He's not Mendoza.
No. Heisman Mendoza.
503-864-6326 is the fan text line. Did what Dante did against Minnesota make Julian Sayan's game look less impressive, especially considering the wide receiver core that OSU has? 2 things on that. 1, Ohio State has an amazing wide receiver room. Oregon's room ain't too shabby.
No.
They're missing their 2 best wide receivers, not counting Sadiq, and they're still putting guys in.
Yeah.
So I don't think
they've got great depth there.
I don't think the gap between Oregon and Ohio State's receiving rooms is that large.
I do.
You do?
I do.
You do.
If you're saying more,
I mean, they're better for sure,
Yeah.
but I don't know if the gap is that different, because they might be deeper. What does Ohio State look like if Jeremiah Smith goes down?
I mean, they've got other dudes too, but like, if you're asking me to rank, and I'll sound full homer here, I don't care. USC is one of the best wide receiver cores in the
You're fine.
country.
Mekhi Lemon is
Mekhi Lemon
TV.
and Jacoby Lane are absolute monsters. McCree's a great tight end. If you want to take a look at wide receiver rooms in the country right now, it's probably USC, Indiana, Ohio State. Those are probably your best wide receiver rooms.
Throw Oregon not far from behind, especially at full strength.
They have more depth.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that. They are a team that is loaded with depth.
They have the best tight end of the group.
Yes, unabashedly.
No
But if you're talking about the guy, you're talking about who are you scared to death of? Like, if you are a team that's playing USC, you should be scared to death of Mekhi Lemon. If you are a team playing Ohio State,
That's
you are
fair.
scared to death of Jeremiah
I am
Smith.
more afraid of Mekhi Lemon than I am DeCorian Moore.
Yes, and again, it's not a shot at DeCorian
No,
Moore.
not
He's a
shot.
kid.
He's a freshman, yeah.
He's going to be
Mekhi is an NFL first day oneer.
He might be the number 1 wide receiver taken in the draft.
Probably will be.
Like, that's, and you take a look at Indiana the same way. You look at Surratt and you look at Omar Cooper Jr. and you're just like,
that catch Cooper made was insane.
Like, when you're talking about the top of the top guys, like, to me, those are probably the 3 best rooms in the country.
But in the sense of looking at Julian Sayin, I don't know what to tell you about Julian Sayin. I think Dante's ceiling is insanely higher than Julian Sayin's, but he doesn't make mistakes. He's just boring Ohio State football, and he's efficient. I don't know how to compare the two. Dante is the much better athlete, in my opinion. I think he has the potential to be the better quarterback than Julian Sayin.
If you're talking about
I think
NFL
Sayin's,
prospect wise, I would probably take Dante
for
right
sure.
now.
Oh, for sure.
But again, Sayin's a true freshman.
Right.
So
he's just so tough. He's so tough to understand, and that's why the Heisman chatter around him is really weird to me.